Several updates ago, Face told me to try a certain Ravine 2MP, and Extreme had recently done the same run on Blottles. So I thought, why not try it on current patch with the recent Shredder nerfs to see just how significant they are. The strategy seemed simple. Rush Shredder by round 80 with lots of support, then root force late game with stalls and overclock. Keep in mind, I'd never beaten a true expert map, so I couldn't have been more wrong. But it started out fine with some simple base ace pattern finding. So good so far, but ODS is expensive, so I need more darts and AUK first. But there was a problem. This dart lineup is way too good. And there was no way for the base ace to handle this many pinks at this angle. Even with glue, this round sucked. I ended up buying the upgrade mid-round to get the correct lineup on the right side. But this wouldn't be the end of it, since there would be more pinks on even rounds. Buying trip darts would set me back further, so I just decided to roll with it, and my strategy was to hover one side while finding lineups that would hit balloons on the other. This was pretty insane.
Let's go! That was deceptively difficult.
2 PC, you often have these interesting decisions where a round might look barely possible, but buying defense might have knock-on effects or later. In this case, I bought glue on my first round, but for my second, I decided to save by finding a pattern that would shift slowly to the left while keeping between the 2 lanes. But you know, not too bad, just a pattern. Same couldn't be said of the next round. 36 was absolute hell. First, hit this extremely precise round start, then release at the correct time to hit the green, then place glue before the camo green sleek, and then somehow hit this last wave of pinks with the right alignment. I was cooking for 6 hours, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Oh my god, it worked. Oh, it worked.
Oh. Things were easier with ODS, but that was only for a bit, since Ravine has the fun mechanic where balloons alternate lanes on even rounds. The problem is, it's very easy to hit the entrance, and that completely screws up the alternation, so I don't know which lane the ceramics will come down. This eventually worked out, but yeah, ODS is a tower that can't handle balloons or modes, so I had to get support ASAP. And I wasn't sure how much I needed to save, so ideally, it'd be under the discount village.
Let's go, let's go. Oh, sick. Okay. Goodbye, still. I'm not gonna lie.
ODS has enough darts, so I quit doing lineups, and I did this alternating graze between the 2 lanes. So this funny dance is needed, because the damage drops off immediately as you move further away. There's an often overlooked trade-off when buying fighter plane, because you want a faster plane to catch faster balloons, but it becomes much harder to control than the base A's, so I delayed upgrading as long as possible so I could spot lineups more easily. At this point, Screwjob questioned my choice of Blue Storm, and I trusted him, so I switched to Blue Strike. Thanks, Screwjob. Now I chose to get Pin Foam as my stalling for the left lane. This probably saved me a couple Jerry Glues and caught a lot of pinks playing this back, so I think it was worth it. Shout out to Ballbuster for telling me how to turn the glue off. I would have gone insane looking for the centered path target. So that was huge.
So gaming.
Okay, looks like maybe I should have reloaded to get glue strike on the first and third waves, but I'd have to jerry glue the second wave anyway, and I think sharpening stone really made my life easier in the next few rounds, so... This wasn't actually my first run to this point. My first run died because I spent too much on glue cross paths, and had to redo those rounds so I could afford the jerry items needed. Now 64 is the round that finally pushed me to my centered path, and having to beat it twice almost broke me. Just look at the pattern needed. It's so precise and unintuitive, and half the time, movts just come down the wrong side and you lose. I even made a reset macro to get the Gerardo items quicker. Oh, but that wasn't it. I'll just play the even rounds from now on. Unlike 64, the mobs are actually grouped here, so we can do this. Was garbage. It's so long for absolutely no reason. And at the end, the BFB drops on a random lane. So half the time, your ace is in the wrong spot, you just lose. Ah yes, the 50-50 split. Well, my ace was in the right spot, so it was okay. 2 rounds later, we get the exact same nonsense, where the BFB comes in a random lane, and then you have to somehow defend the insides, while ceramics are streaming down the other lane. 74 was probably the most tedious experience I've ever had playing this game. Who made these rounds so damn long? And even with Pickle, ODS can't handle fortifieds. So I had to glue mid-round. I'd have to drop glue 30 seconds in, messing up my ace position and just leaking half the time. Then defend a BFB and then hope the glue doesn't run out. To do this, I had to stay away from the exit to avoid children exhausting the glue faster. It was so dumb. Yeah, the round lasted so long, overclock ran out. And of course I couldn't afford using Glue Strike, because I needed it for 75. Multi-lane, random pop order. Why? Why is it like that? Yeah, I didn't have Blue Strike back up for 76, but I don't think I could have beaten the first wave without the ability. So we waste the glue here. And in 77, we need a male. From here, we can't afford to waste money. We need to afford Shredder. This was the only remaining obstacle to affording Shredder, but it was so long, and halfway through, the BFB pops down a random lane and messes up my ace phase, making it nearly impossible to get the precise setup for clearing the camo wave. I ended up memorizing about 4 variations for BFB RNG, but this wasn't enough. I also found that the glue soak cross path was more effective for clearing the insides than doubling up with Jerry glue. But I still needed to get lucky, and the update was about to drop in just 2 days. If my 2 NPC wasn't officially accepted, that was fine, but who knew what nerfs could be coming? I had to beat this now. Okay, so obviously I just went back, moved the NG to the bridge spot, and it didn't get any pops. Easy 2 million. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We need to have a chat about ODS and the top path. Sorry to say, Ninja Kiwi, but you fell for our trap. Top ace really ain't all that hot, and it's never been. Though we sincerely apologize for nerf evasion all this time. With all due respect, almost beating logs or being a semi-viable late game on a single expert map. Why would that make a tower good? Shredder's alright, but the problem is save up. Take almost any map, Operation Dartstorm is incapable of affording Shredder without disproportionate mid-game support and a PhD in Ace Micro, since it can't handle either Bloons or Moabs. At that point, that your strategy has been meticulously crafted to spare a whopping 46k. Choosing Shredder for late game seems kinda cosmetic. Oh, a new update. Gerardina, new hero synergy.